Colorado. We got to start out on 5. We got to start out on 5. We got Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech, they ready to play. And a lot of teams on our schedule, they ready. Like they got and they see what's going on in Boulder. They like, hey, let's hit them. Hey, let's hit them while it look like they down now. So we gonna talk about that. Then you got Florida State. Y'all know I'm right here. Y'all know I'm right here in the. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this thing. Then we got Florida State, y'all. Now you know Florida State, Mike Norvell is on the hot seat. Hopefully, he can turn it around. And we're going to talk about that. Then we got University of South Florida. You know they right there in Tampa. You know Shiloh could slide over there and holler at the boys if you want to. But you got University of South Florida. They've been on the up and up lately. Can they keep that going? And we're going to talk about that. So look here. They jump right there off into that thing. So Coach Prime and the Colorado, them boys got to come with it. Listen, Georgia Tech is ready to take our head off. They ready to take our head off. They want to come in, because I know that everybody had to talk about the game. Like, hey, want a game at this time, want a game at that time. Everybody trying to get that game right. I believe Georgia Tech looking at us and they saying, oh, So Coach Prime he ain't out there with the boys. Now this before everybody knew anything. Oh, he ain't out there with the boys. Okay. All right, cool. So he ain't rocking with them. He ain't out there. All right, now you look at it, you hear what's going down. So they like, okay, well, pray for Coach Prime, but they ain't got their leader there. Let's go crush them. Let's go crush them. This June, put that work hard in June, work hard in July, and August, let's go crush them. They working, but they leader ain't there. So we finna go in there and crush them. So Georgia Tech gonna be ready. Now we gonna be ready too. I'm just saying, these are scenarios how they could see that thing like, so Prime ain't there, but you know he normally ain't there. But then when the news came out, oh, okay, we praying for him, Lord bless him. And now we finna go crush him. So that's another scenario that you gotta deal with. That how the team look, how the team operate. Okay, now you got either Wyoming, then Houston, then Delaware, then you jump into Big 12 play. Got BYU. Well, you got with Houston, you got a game. Now listen, I'm not discounting Houston. Delaware and Wyoming, I'm just not really worried about, but I know you still gotta come with it. I know they still like that too. So you gotta operate with that sense too. Like, they not gonna be no pushovers. Okay, so you know they ain't gonna be no pushovers, they gonna come with it. But you got Houston. I feel like we gonna crush Houston. But you just really don't know, because Houston has a good coach. That coach right now has a 5-star wide receiver locked in with him. I think Florida State wanted the 5-star, no, did I say wide receiver? Quarterback. I'm sorry, quarterback. Houston got a 5-star quarterback that's gonna come to them at 26. And they might already have a quarterback there that's solid now. So Houston is a team that you will be thinking about. If we get by them this year, just know that dude ain't playing. Now he an older guy, I don't know how much time he got left in coaching, but he is a good coach. Now he done lost some of his talent to other places because, you know, people pay up. Okay, after that Houston game. So we could be undefeated going into that BYU game, or Georgia Tech or Houston gave us a good game. But I think we could be undefeated going into BYU. Now, when we get to BYU, you showing up better come with it, because they return a QB, They return the running back, and they got a system. And you know they running it, and you know the quarterback can throw and run. And then they already feeling cocky because they feel like, hey, they beat the brakes off us in that bowl game. So right out the gate, y'all, Colorado got to come and roll call right out the gate. Like, they can't take their foot off the gas because the teams that we play like that. BYU like that. Georgia Tech like that. Houston might be like that. We should be Delaware and Wyoming. We should, but you just never know. Then you got Arizona State. You got Iowa State. You got K-State. You got Utah. You got West Virginia. It ain't like we playing a cupcake schedule. Every year, Coach Prime playing a big boy schedule. So you need that game 1 win. He is undefeated in the openers. I think he's undefeated in Jackson State in the openers. And he's undefeated in Colorado with the openers. Can he stay undefeated? Now, me, I know everybody looking at Georgia Tech because they fought hard versus Georgia. But I kind of look at them differently. I kind of look at them like, nah, y'all ain't like that, nah. So I see Georgia solid. They bring back the QB. They bring back the running back. They got some wide eyes. So, yeah, and they're going to have a solid D. But, y'all, when we look at us, our first team on offense and defense is legit. Like, I put them up with anybody. I ain't worried about nobody. Our first team O, first team D, I will put them up with anybody. Like, hey, let's do that thing out now. Hey, boy, we ready. So, with this situation we got going on, I feel like we good. PC, hey, round 2, yeah. Hey, appreciate y'all jumping on early with my normally at the 4:45 slot, but the day Wednesday, I go to church on my Wednesdays, and it's the summer, so it's a lot going on. So it ain't like a normal day. But tomorrow is back to the normal schedule. Jay Will, Ryan Nicole, J.A. Lady C, what's good? Miss E. Willer. Jay Will, what's happening? Miss Harrison, Lady C. Richie, you say, do you just pick random locations to stream from? Well, if I'm out and about, like normally if I was on a normal slot time, I would be good. But since I was out, then my daughter at this location, we got to go get her. And so I just jump in where I can get in. But that's what I like about this. I can freestyle as in location wise and don't be locked down to no location. I love that part about it. Hold on. Miss Beverly, what's good? Number 1, what's happening? KH, you said Coach Prime gonna make every team on the schedule pay. We ain't got we better if we had the dreams of national championship. We had the dreams of Big 12 championship. We had the dreams of rolling through the playoffs. You gotta win. Hey, Rich, it's a must, ain't it? Yeah. C. Will, you say you just finished watching the last set. Appreciate it. You know, I put that work in now. Crystal, what's good? Mar, what's happening? Jay Thomas, you said BYU quarterback won't play this year if they don't settle his case before August. What case he got? Allow me, you say BYU has got to be a mountain they climb and win. Correct. But I'm pretty sure if BYU quarterback ain't there, they gonna have somebody else. They gonna have somebody getting ready right now. Ms. Harris, you say just Coach Prime is back home at Country Prime. Don't think he doesn't know what's going on back in Boulder. And he can't be at the workouts right now anyways because of the NCAA rules. So we'll be ready. Yeah, they gonna count all that. They gonna say, hey, we know he normally chill, but he ain't there. Get where I'm at. I'm here. I'm here. Okay, now he got health issue. They like, okay, well, we praying for him. But guess what? It still ain't the same with him not being there. It ain't the same if he ain't there. Let's go crush him. Let's own June and let's go get ready for him. Cause y'all know fall camp next month, y'all. Like, hey, it's here. It's here now, y'all. Fall camp is next month. Got to come with it. Double E, what's happening? Appreciate it. Mark, you say this is a revenge tour. We owe a lot of whoopings this year. Who we got to whoop? BYU. BYU the only revenge game. Cause, hold on. We didn't play. K-State, BYU and K-State. We ain't played nobody else. I think everybody else on the schedule is new or we beat them. Yeah. Hey, K-State, we don't got Kansas this year. At least I don't think we do. Hey, let's jump into that next segment, y'all. Florida State, Mike Norvell. Boy, listen, now real talk, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Mike Norvell supposed to been out of there because before he had that great season, right? He supposed to been out of there. Why? They got Willie Taggart up out of there with like 8 wins and 15 losses or something, or somewhere in that ballpark. Mike Norvell, in that same time span, a season and a half, or season and some couple games, he had less wins and more losses than Willie Taggart at the time. But that next year, he turned it around, right? And he went undefeated, right? In 23, he went undefeated. Then it went crazy. Okay, I looked at their team this year. Now, they brought in a lot of transfers. Got a new O-line coach, got a new DC, got a new D-line coach as well. New O-line coach, too. New wide receiver coach, I think. They got a lot of new everything. New OC. So, can Gus Miles get the most out of their quarterback, Tommy? Tommy C. Now, at Boston College, he was running through it. Now, he about my height. Well, he might be taller. I know he's taller than me. I'm like 5'7.5". He probably 5'9", 5'10". So it ain't that much of a difference. Can they... Now, what I will give Gus Malzahn is he knows how to operate a quarterback that can throw and run. Now, he do know that because they put Nick Marshall at Auburn at quarterback and they balled. But they had a running back and they had a 5-5 defense. Now, do Florida State got defense? They got some guys that can go first round or second round. They got some draft picks over there. But can they put it together and have a good opportunity? I don't know. Because they got Bama. That game is for real. Alabama, that game is for real. Coach KD gonna come in and try to crush them. But Coach KD got everything but a proven quarterback. Florida State seem like they just got to get everything kind of get proven on their side. But they got people that can ball. It's just, can they ball together as a squad? So, okay, Florida State should be able to fight in that game. They should be able to fight versus Alabama. But let's say that's a loss. So they 0-1. Now people talking. Now, then they got 3 cupcake games, so they're going to win the next 3 games. Then after that, they play Miami. Then they play Pitt. Then it's pretty much it get real after that. So, you never know how this thing finna turn out for Mike Norvell. He got to do some coaching this year. Now, it's a good thing he got Gus Malzahn. That's a Nick Saban move. You bring in a former head coach and let them do what they do. Now, Gus Malzahn probably still should have been the coach at Auburn, but it didn't go that route. So, hey, but can Florida State get Mike Norvell off the hot seat? How many games do they need to win to get off the hot seat? Do they need to win, what it is, 6 games, just get bowl eligible? Or do you want a little bit more, like 7 wins? I think this past year, they only had 2 wins. So they only had like 2 wins. Do Florida State need 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins to make you feel better? Mike Norvell, bro, it's finna get real. But he changed a lot of stuff. And their defense finna switch from probably a 4-3 to a 3-3-5. Now, he got Nebraska defensive coordinator, and Nebraska defensive coordinator supposed to be him, but it got ugly for Nebraska. It got ugly for him, so it ain't like he coming off a defense that just was record-setting, and they made the games like 7-13 type of games. So this is the final cry. You done got rid of your OC, your DC, O-lineman, D-lineman coaches, wide receiver coaches. You done got rid of a lot of people. Now it's on you. Can Mike Norvell win? And what do Florida State consider winning? Now, do they consider the amazing year he had in 23 type of winning? Or since they had such a terrible year in last year, do they settle for just a bowl game? Like, hey, Mike Norvell, just get us to a bowl game. Then we'll see what you can do next year. But y'all, it's hard out here. It's hard out here for Seminole. Hey, it's hard. So they got to come with it. All I know is Bama on the schedule, Miami on the schedule, Clemson on the schedule, the Gators on the schedule. That's 4 games right there that's going to be some serious games. Then you got to throw in a Pitt. Then you got to throw in a NC State gonna fight. You got to throw in I don't think Virginia gonna be like that. But, hey, you just never know. So right now, Mike Norvell, bro, you better tell them boys all they need to hear, because you definitely want that win versus Alabama. You get a win versus Alabama, people gonna look at you different. But hey, I don't know how that's gonna go. Hey, Chris, you know I get down. 1949, what's good? It's pleasantly plump. Richie, you said as a DB, how much does a coach matter? Really, you kind of good. Like, if you know how to backpedal and get up out them turns and cover, you pretty much good, because it's covering and tackling. You kind of good at corner. Now, at safety, you might need him. But at corner, we kind of solid. Like, bro, we just got to know the coverage. Where what we in? Man, zone, which one? All right, cool. You either taking care of business in your area, but at safety, the coach probably matter more at safety, because my DB coach at South Florida, all my DB coaches, they were good coaches, but it's really the player. Like, you get a 5'5" player, you benefit, versus you having a 5'5" coach with an all right player, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Like you seen it. Nick Saban was the man when he had it loaded up and took over. But as time went and stuff started adjusting, he wasn't the man like that no more. That boy wasn't the man like that no more. Allow me, what's good? Yeah, y'all, this thing finna get real. Real. And it's like everybody on the hot seat. B. Jackson, first time Coach Prime got this amen. Ain't it though? Yeah, look, hey, Mark, hey, Georgia Tech ready. See, we appreciate it. Jay, will you say one thing I can say? The strength and conditioning coach. Oh, yeah. That's the main factor for everybody. If your strength and conditioning coach ain't on point, you're probably going to fire him. You're going to get him up out of there ASAP. You're probably going to fire that joker. AG, what's good? W, you say, hey, you quick on your feet, Colin? I see you switch up that line. It's hard out there. Yeah. I don't even know how that thing popped up in my head, but yeah, I had to switch it up quick. Rich, you say I'm on my island. Let me do what I do. Yeah, exactly. See, at corner, you good. Everybody else. But I think actually, if a coach just tell you to play and you know how to operate the play, I don't know. Because I got one DB coach, he's still coaching. He at University of Louisville. He was a good coach and still is a good coach. I had an older coach at South Florida. He was an old man, like, he was an old man, like, walk out there. Hey, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Get your back now, leg. Get your 3-step. Get your 3-step in. Now get your 3-step. 1, 2, 3. So he was an old man. So that's how I know it kind of, I guess it matter, but it don't matter. But I guess if you got a Deion Sanders teaching you how to get down, that's different versus, but still, Deion Sanders still need talent. He need talent to make it work. Like Deion Sanders with a Travis Hunter, you're on a whole nother level. Deion Sanders with a such and such, it's a different ball game. So we're gonna see how that thing go. Roger say Mike Norvell needs to worry about his job security. Well, I don't think he worried about Coach Prime right now. He ain't thinking about that at all. Now Georgia Tech is. Georgia Tech want him. Want him bad. Hey, let's jump into that last segment, y'all. University of South Florida. Yeah. I'm on my Florida schools. I got some more Florida schools to hit, but University of South Florida, y'all. I went there. I've been out there. I done seen everything. I done checked out the new coach. He has turned it around from the losing to the winning. Now, we always, at South Florida, kind of always be like that. You have somebody who balled, then have somebody sting it up, then have somebody ball, then have somebody sting it up. It just kind of do that. So, right now, we got one that's solid. But, yo, that man, first 3 games at South Florida. Well, before we even get into the games, well, I tell you, they got Boise State at home. Big boy game, August the 28th. That's a Thursday night. I think I want to slide out there, slide. But I think they play the game at like 5:30. But I still want to go. So, okay, you got the Georgia Tech, you got Boise State coming to South Florida in Tampa. That might benefit you, but they got all summer to prepare for you, so that's a different ball game. Now, then after that, I think they play Florida or Miami then Florida. But either way, that is 3 tough games. Actually, South Florida might have the 3 hardest games in a row at the start of the year than anybody else in the country. Boise State was in the playoffs. Miami could have been in the playoffs. Florida was making a run and they got strong. So that's some hard games. But I gotta tell you, South Florida has 2 quarterbacks that can get the job done. 2 that can get the job done. So whoever, now I know they want to play the main quarterback, he could run and throw. But if he's not 100% healthy, they got the quarterback that stepped in for him. That quarterback stepped in for him and won like 5, he was 5-3. So that was good. So that quarterback, both quarterbacks in South Florida can play ball. So the coach blessed on that end. All right, now you look at, okay, how else is he blessed? They got a few running backs that look like they could tote that thing. So they balling with that. They got wide receivers that'll go get that thing. So they good with that. They even got one they call Baby Calvin Johnson. So you know that means he on point. I think he like 6'3", 215. All right, then you have an O-line who returning. Basically, all of them returning. And they got a starter from Stanford, I think. So they O-line is on point. Y'all know in college football, you got to have an O-line. So your O-line can put you in run block very well and pass block. Hit. They going to tote that thing. Then, depending on the quarterback hit, he can take off, run, shake, throw. Take off, run, shake, throw. So, y'all, South Florida on offense is on point. Now, defense, they straight. They solid. They got some guys returning. They have the potential. But, y'all, they got 3 tough games in a row. Now, if Florida State had them games up in a row, that'll be a different ball game. But South Florida is what they got. Now, I looked at South Florida's schedule. Can they handle that schedule? Maybe they can win one or two of those games out of the first three. Maybe they pull it off with the offense and win all three. I don't know. But I know most people going to believe they're going to start 0-3. So let's give them 0-3 or 1-3. I don't know if they'll shock the world and make it 2-1 or 3-0, but let's go with what the world is going to try to say, what the college football world. They're going to say that between Boise State, Florida, and Miami, that they're going to be 0-3, all right? So with them 0-3, who else on the schedule that is tough game? UAB might be a tough one. Memphis should be tough. Navy should be tough. I think outside of that, it ain't like that. So if you look at it, if that's 6 tough games with 3 losses, the rest of them is up in the air. You just never know how that could turn out. So they could be 9-3, or they could end up a 6-6, or possibly not bowl eligible. You just don't know. Y'all, college football is so hard because every weekend you playing somebody that could either thop, or you could thop. You just never know how that thing gonna turn out. So right now, when you look at this thing, South Florida on offense is on point. Quarterbacks, both solid. Now, do they want the main quarterback to start? I would think so. Because he like that. He could run and throw. But the other one won 5 games. So you good either way. All right, then your running backs, they gonna tote it. Your wide receivers straight, and your O-line coming back. Now defense, they defense solid too. So I really can't count out South Florida. They might give Boise State a game and upset them. Because them first 3 games, they gonna have them lose. I'm pretty sure they gonna have them to lose. So can South Florida pull some upsets? If they could pull 2 upsets out of the first 3 games, the rest of the schedule should be cupcake. If they lose all 3, they gonna surely have to try to go on a run. Now I know the next 2 games right after that, they gonna win. They gonna win. It ain't gonna be no problem with that. But yeah, y'all, yeah, it's hard out here now. With these college teams, Mike, what's good? Richard, you say they should be able to win the conference. Now that's what my book was saying too, that they should have opportunity. But you know, South Florida never won the conference. Willie Taggart had an opportunity, but they ain't let that thing go. Let me see now. Yeah, at the end of the day, y'all, it's some big boy games. Golly, college football jumped off, y'all, right out the gate. You got Boise State coming to South Florida. I could go watch that. You got Colorado and Georgia Tech the next day. You know, you're gonna watch that. Then you got Saturday, Texas at Ohio State, LSU and Clemson. Like, it's some big boy games. Syracuse and Tennessee. Them some big boy games. TC, you say what Oregon looking like? I was about to do them a couple days ago. Well, yesterday. But I tried to do Oklahoma, but I think I messed up on the time. So I look for Oregon today. I make sure I remember to do Oregon tomorrow. I think when I glanced at them, Oregon didn't have a lot of returning players. They might have had people playing, but they weren't returning players. Like, they were just, because they got to start over at quarterback, even though the quarterback there. That Moore boy, he played at UCLA, and then he transferred and sat out this past year, and now this year is his. So I'm pretty sure he gonna start. Allow me. You said I didn't know how good Florida football players are until watching CU. Yeah, hey, listen. Listen. Truth be told, I guarantee you it's a Florida boy on every team probably in the country, from your Texas all the way to the smallest school in your state. It's probably at least one Florida boy. Now, I know Texas and Georgia gonna have their boys out there in Cali too, but yeah, hey, our Florida boys get down now. We get down. Miss Campbell, what's good? You say, see, you have a rough schedule this year? They done had a tough schedule probably like every year, really. Like every year they done had some dogs on there. So that's where we at with that. Double E, you said USF alarm here. Got my ticket to the boy. Hey, you ready? Listen, now I didn't finish there. I could have. But you know, in Florida, they want you to have 2 years of foreign language in high school. I had a year and a half because my last semester of high school, I said, I guess I can't go where I want to go, so I ain't care no more. So I jacked that class up. If it weren't for that, I would have finished at South Florida. If it wasn't for me having to finish that foreign language, I would have graduated from South Florida. But I graduated from Nicholls State, though. But yes, that's South Florida versus Boise State. Them boys got something to get ready for. Now, Boise State might be looking down on us like, they ain't nobody. But, bruh, you coming to Florida in that heat at 5:30 in the state of Florida, it's still hot. 5:30 in the state of Florida is still sizzling hot. So, Boise State better come with it. But you know what? Boise State got a tough game at the beginning of the year. Florida State got a tough game. Yeah, it's on and popping all across the board. I got to look at the rest of the schools in the state of Florida. But it's on and popping out here. But look, y'all, appreciate y'all rocking with me. Yes, my normal time for my college talk is 4:45. But this, you know, on Wednesdays, I got to, well, I don't have to adjust this one. Well, I might. I got to go back to the drawing board on Wednesday because we going to church. But yes, blessings to y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Now, my next show is at 5. That's my NFL talk. We had 5 because I got church and all that stuff today. So, hey, blessings to y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hey, holla, holla.